What's up, guys, and welcome back to episode number 16 of our Project Ozone 3 Skyblock Let's Play. Now, if you guys watched last episode, you'll know we went through the quest book here and made a bunch of armor. We completed sort of this first tier of armor that the workbench requires the workbench. Next, we need this high-tech workbench, which I discussed last episode. Need these lava crystals, but I'm not going to get into that today. What I wanted to do today was get into the mod Embers, as you can see here, Embers Rekindled. Now, I have never done this mod. I feel like it's a newer mod. I haven't played beyond this pack. I haven't played modded Minecraft in a good 4 years, so I have never experienced this mod, but I wanted to go ahead and start this quest line. So I already made the ancient codex here, which is sort of like the book, I guess, that tells you everything. Pretty cool graphics here, but so yeah, there's a bunch of different things that I haven't done yet. A lot of information, but I think what I'm going to do for now is just look at our quest book here and start working through that. So again, I made the ancient codex. The next thing we're going to want to do is make these dials here, some Caminite blend, which I actually already made and smelted here. So we have Caminite bricks. So we're going to need these plates as well, which is just 2 Caminite blends. So let's make some more Caminite blend because we'll need that in the future here. I'll just make another stack. Perfect. Put that in there for now. And these, I guess. So let's look at the next thing we want to do here. Yeah, I'll go ahead and make these deposit locators and these dials. I don't really know what these do. I've did a little bit of research on these, but still not very familiar. So that's going to need a copper plate, and this is going to need an iron plate, which we can very much do. So iron plate and a copper plate. And do we have our hammer? There it is. Now what I should do is probably make a machine that makes plates for us automatically. I think you can do that with an augment in one of these thermal machines, but I think probably in the factorizer. But anyway, we'll put these plates in there, and then we can go ahead and make ourselves a fluid dial and a ember dial. Cool. We'll claim those rewards. There we go. Really don't have any sticks. I think we can auto craft some of those though. So we'll go ahead and make the ember or the tinker's hammer as well. Alright, so looks like we also need to go ahead and go over to make these stamps at some point, but for now I'm going to go down to this, well, first let's make some pipes, I guess, huh? I know we'll need these in the future. I'm actually just going to make some item pipes and an item extractor. So for the item extractor we need those stamps, but for now I'm going to make, not the melter, but what was it called? This ember bore. Now I know the ember bore here is something we're going to need in order to mine the ember shards on bedrock, which is essentially how you get the ember power, or the equivalent of sort of power in embers. So should be able to do all this stuff here pretty easily. I'll just make a bunch of this stuff. Can always make more. That's the thing now. We have a bunch of resources that, so we really don't need to be skimpy in our recipes. So we're just going to need a lead plate. Perfect. And we'll go over here, put that on here, and hammer out a plate. The other thing we're going to need is a compass, it looks like, for the ember or mechanical core. And in fact, I'm probably going to want a few more of these in the future. So I'll make more, but I'll probably do that off camera. So we have ourselves a mechanical core, and we finally have ourselves an ember bore. Alright. So guys, Alright, so from what I understand, sort of the next step here is to get this solid ember. I think we get these ember shards and these ember crystals, again, by using this ember bore. Essentially, it mines bedrock and extracts those. So I'm going to set up a location inside of the nether for this, and I'll be back with you guys once I have a little bit more materials and I have our little setup set up down in the nether on the bedrock level. So I'll be back with you guys. Alright guys, I am in the nether here, and I think I have everything I need to set things up. So I'm going to put our ender board down here, which you can see turns into this big multi-block structure. Now, if we look at our atmospheric gauge here, I think this is a measure of how much ember is in the area, I guess if you can call it that. So yeah, this one it looks pretty decent. It's more on the right than it is on the left, so that's a good thing. Good enough for me anyway. So now what I'm going to do is I'll just place a couple more blocks here and here. So I'll put a chest here. Oh, there's a ghast nearby. In fact, let me turn hostile creatures off. Don't need to hear that all the time. So if we put an item extractor on top of this chest here and put a lever to it, this should activate it. So yeah, that's working. We'll put some item pipes. Actually, first what we want to do is put one of these mechanical cores on the top here, if I am not mistaken. So then, we'll just go ahead and mine this. We put our item pipe connecting to this. This is now powered by the coal in here, which I can't open now, but and then if we put a oak chest over here, this is going to be our sort of input. So again, another item extractor on here, powered with a lever, and put some item pipes from that onto our chest here. This should, in theory, I wonder if that's way too loud for you guys. Let me just turn this down. That's better. But yeah, this, I'm hoping, is mining the bedrock here, and it should put the any embers it mines into here. So I think we should get, if we look at our quest here, these ember shards and ember crystals. So yeah, let's quickly just go into the ancient codex here to see if we can find the so yeah, I've done this pipe stuff. Alright, we haven't done any of that yet. Ember bore, here we go. We'll dig up undercrystals from deeper into the earth for your future use. Hoppers and other item transfers must be used to extract and insert fuel and crystals from the bore. So, if I'm not mistaken, yep, we're already getting some. So, tell you what guys, I'm gonna sit here for a while, let this guy run, and collect a bunch of ember shards and the different stuff that this is gonna mine, and then I'll be back with you guys for some more embers advancement. Okay guys, so off camera here, as you can tell by my inventory, I have been crafting a bunch of embers stuff. So yeah, I've sort of just been working my way through the quest line here. Went ahead and did all this stuff off camera just because it was really me sitting in front of the AE system just crafting things. But I wanted to bring you guys back because the next quest here, we have a reservoir which I think just holds liquids, and this isn't really something we need. I'll probably craft it in the future just to get the quest done, but this isn't where we're going to go. We want Dawnstone. So we can see here in the quest book it says gold and copper alloy, which is what Dawnstone is. What is that noise? I have no idea what that was. But anyway, we'll ignore that. So I set up this little thing here. Now I did some research, and I read that if you put a copper block surrounded by lava, and you want to put I think it's called a pressure refinery on top of that. So I have that block here. So I'm going to go ahead, put this right there on top. So we have this pressure refinery block. So now I went ahead and make this Tinker's Lens, which tells you what each side does of the block. So you can see this takes in items and fluids apparently. But from what I understand, this once you feed in ember to this should go ahead and make ember power. So let me actually go ahead and quickly get some things together here with you guys. Well, the one thing I want are item conduits, and the other thing I'm going to want is I'll just take a few chests. So let's head back over here. So I'm going to put, I don't know if chests burn, but I'm going to put that there right next to the lava, because, you know, that's good. So first, actually, before I do this, let's set up our copper cell. Now, this copper cell, from what I understand, is just essentially a big battery that stores ember power. So, yeah, I'll put that there. Sure, why not? I'll put that there. So we're going to want an ember receptor on this, because we want, I'll just put it on the top. We want this thing to receive power, or ember power, from this pressure refinery once we put ember shards in this. Which, yeah, I didn't mention, but we have 52 ember shards and 19 ember crystals that are bored down there in the nether mine. So got those, which is nice. We're gonna need those here. So yeah, and then I'll put an ember emitter on the top of this thing. So if we get ourselves our tinker's hammer, I think what you do is shift right click on the receptor and then right click on the emitter, and that links those two up. So if I put an item conduit here, I'm not sure if these item conduits work, or if you need to use the ember pumps, but I want to go ahead and try these out just in case they actually do work. I think it's going to make things a lot easier for me. But yeah, we'll go ahead and I'll just put 13 of those in for now. So that is indeed piping them in. However, it doesn't look like this is doing anything. I thought that this would do something. So, but obviously I was wrong. So I'm going to go ahead and figure this out. I'm sure you guys know what I'm doing wrong. But I'm going to go ahead and do some research and figure this out, and I'll be back. Alright guys, so I realized that this thing requires water. So I put a sink here with some liquid translocators, and now this is being fed water. The other thing it's going to need is a lever for the ember emitter. That is going to make it actually go ahead and transport that ember over to our cell there. So just a lever here. I'll take all these. So let's go ahead, flip this lever on here, flip that. So then we can see very weakly this is transferring ember over here. So let's just go ahead and put some more ember shards in there. I'm probably going to need to go down there and put more ember shard to get more ember shards, but this is sure enough filling up with ember, but not a very good amount of it, to be honest. I'm not sure what that was there. Maybe this chest does get on fire, but man, yeah, I've already fed this thing like all of my ember shards. However, I think we can go ahead and turn some crystals into shards. So I'll just feed those, and now this thing is getting ember stored. But again, a very little amount of ember, which is unfortunate. However, that is okay. But anyway, now that we have a little bit of ember stored, again, not a lot at all, we want to work toward making dawnstone. Get this search out of the way. So in order to make dawnstone, we need this mixer centrifuge, which I went ahead and did create. No, that's the melter. Mixer centrifuge. Here we go. So yeah, I think, again, this takes ember power. So I'll just put that here for now. And if we look on our Tinker's lens, we can see this takes molten metals down here at the base, and the top takes ember. So we're going to want another ember emitter and ember receptor here. In fact, what I could do is put an ember relay in between these two, so that we're not losing as much ember. But yeah, so I think I right click that, right click that, click that. Does that do anything? Yeah, so now it's going to the relay and into the cell there. So we're not losing as much, I don't think. Not that that was very important, but yeah, so we're building up our ember here up to 4,600. So now we have our mixer centrifuge. Again, the bottom takes molten metals, and the top here takes or exports molten metals, and it also receives ember. So we'll go ahead and put an ember receptor on that point there. and we'll put an ember emitter on another port here. So from here we can shift right click and then right click, and now this should emit ember onto our ember receptor here. Once we put a lever on it, which I always forget, but there we go. So now we're getting ember into our mixture centrifuge. Now you can use the melter here to melt down gold and copper in order to make the dawnstone, but I want to see if I can just use these portable tanks. I put these in our magma crucible, and then our fluid transposer filled these up with this stack of molten copper and gold. So I'm hoping, very much hoping, if I put these here in the bottom connected with some fluid conduits, so this will just be an insert, put one here as well, and this will just be an insert, and then whoops, there's that. So yeah, I'm thinking north we're going to extract, always active. So yeah, that is definitely draining. Again, west, extract, only, always active. So now this thing, I'm hoping, spits out dawnstone. Yeah, so you can see there in the tooltip up top, we are indeed getting molten dawnstone. Now, this molten dawnstone, man, that pulled all of those out. So I'm hoping this makes just a bunch of molten dawnstone. However, we're going to need to do something in order to get this dawnstone out. Now I'm thinking that is where our stamper here comes in. So let's see. Let's look at our lens here again. Where is that? Here it is. So yeah, on the Tinker's lens here, we can see we can extract maybe from the top. I'll just do it on one of these top ones here. So we want to extract our molten metals out of the top here, and I'll go ahead and disconnect these guys because we don't want that happening. So yeah, this is going to extract molten dawnstone, which we have in there stored up, and I'll pipe that over to here. Whoops, did not mean to shift right click there. We'll disable this connection. So yeah, we're gonna extract dawnstone into a stamper, I think. So we'll put our stamp base down right here, and then I think we put one block space, whoops, get those back, one block space in between the stamp base and the stamper here. So if we look with our Tinker's lens on this, you can see this takes items and ember and an actuator slot. So maybe the stamper doesn't take liquids. I thought it might have. Let's see, where did I put those? Plate stamp, flat stamp, and a bar stamp. I think the bar stamp creates... I thought that this created ingots. Maybe, yeah, so we put that up there. Now for the fun of it, I don't think this is correct actually now that I'm looking here, so I might have to do a little research, but so this takes, whoops, so this takes items, ember, so this is going to need ember. So if we do an emitter over here and a receptor into maybe a relay right there, and then a receptor, we can quickly link these up to get this thing some ember. So to there, and then there to there, and then of course the lever, which I always forget. So that's putting ember into here. Now again, I don't think this is gonna work, but I'm gonna just try. Yeah, and that's not working. So there's another step I'm missing here in order to make the dawnstone, the liquid dawnstone we have into here, into solid. So I'm gonna figure out how to do that, and I'll be back with you guys again. Alright guys, so I have discovered that you do not put your molten fluids here at the top, but you put them on the stamp base, obviously, which makes sense. So we will insert into there, and we will activate this. So you can see that's pumping in our molten dawnstone. this is stamping out dawnstone ingots, which is great. So if we claim that, the next thing we need is an aspectus. Now the dawnstone aspectus, you put in, I think what you do is maybe, where are our different casts here? Go over here, and I think maybe you use the plate stamp. So this is just spewing these on the ground. So if we put, I believe, an Ember shard rather, onto here, and we put the plate stamp onto here, that makes us our dawnstone aspectus. So what is it then? That's just doing dawnstone plates. We'll do another one of these, and why not another one? So I know we're going to need these dawnstone aspectus to make ourselves the thing to get into the twilight. So first let me just deactivate that because yeah, we don't need all this stuff. So yeah, we have 8 ingots, we have 3 dawnstone aspectus. Yeah, if I look in our quest book here, into the Twilight Forest quest line here, in order to do that we need a glimmer crystal, and in order to make this glimmer crystal, I think, yeah, you can see we need this dawnstone aspectus for something. I don't recall what it actually is right now, but we are going to need that. So if we look back in the Embers tab here, the next thing we need to make is a cinder plinth, which we have to go over to our system for. So we'll go ahead and make, don't know how many of these we'll need actually. Probably, no, I do have lead plates actually. I'll make 2 just for fun because I can. So we'll do this quest. So the other thing we're going to need finally, in fact, let me start clearing out some of the stuff that we don't need anymore. So this is going to allow the cinder plinths. Well, first let's go place these down and see what they do. I don't remember right now, so for now we'll put these here. Now if we look at these with our Tinker's lens, so this takes in items, whoops, each side looks like takes in items as well as exports items, so ash, and then they also take ember. So I probably don't need 2 of these, but let's do an ember acceptor, or an ender receptor rather. And I'm wondering if you can use the same relay on multiple machines. So it doesn't look like you're able to do it on both machines, but that doesn't really matter. I don't think we need the stamp anymore. So we'll go ahead and power ember to our cinder plinth here. And now if I'm not mistaken, that takes cobblestone and turns that into ash. So if I do I have another chest? Yeah. If I just, whoops, no, good thing I didn't drop that in the lava. But yeah, so if I take like a chest, put it here, fill it with cobblestone, and then put an item conduit here, this is going to be an insert, this is going to be extract, always active. So now that's taking cobblestone. You can see with the ember it is putting out ash, which we want. So I wonder if I put another chest, will it put the ash into here? No, it won't. It's ignoring that chest. But that's okay. So yeah, looking at this again, this exports items as well. So I wonder if I put this here with the chest, if it'll extract the ash into here, or is it still just going to dump it out? No, it's just going to dump it out. So that's okay. Wait, yep, it's just dumping it out. Did that go through all that? No. Did I? Okay, good. So yeah, we don't want this actually because it's taking that cobblestone. But where'd that cobble go? There it is. So yeah, this is gonna take our cobblestone and make ash. Again, it's just gonna spit them on the ground for now, but that's okay. It's alright with me. So now that we have our ash getting generated, we are going to need quite a bit of that. So I'll make another little set of cobble here. In fact, I'll just get 2 stacks. The next thing we're going to need is this alchemy stuff. Now, so I have the ember activator. I don't need that. Melter, don't need that. I might need those. So yeah, alchemy pedestal. These are going to... Okay, so we did need dawnstone plates anyway. And we needed ember crystal. We can do that. In fact, I might need 2 of these. I'm not 100% sure. One of these, which is going to take some stairs, which is going to take Caminite bricks, which is going to be easily. Alright, so we have our stairs now. I think we need 1 of these, and then the beam cannon. We are missing Caminite bricks. Alright, so we have ourselves a beam cannon, and I think I want to make 2 alchemy pedestals. So we're going to need another plate stamp. Put that there, and get that. So yeah, we're getting ourselves some nice ash. In fact, let me just fill this guy back up. Put some cobble in there. Alright, so again, making another alchemy pedestal, because I don't know if I need it or not, but I'm going to go ahead and make it anyway. So, just so I don't bore you guys, I'm actually going to look at how we set this alchemy stuff up, and I'll be back with you guys once I have figured that out. Alright guys, I am back, and I have set up our alchemy stuff here for embers. So, we are currently, I fed this a few more, what are they called, ember shards. Now this thing has a pretty decent amount of ember. Now this is being sent to our relay here, right? Yeah, so that's going there. This is sending it to our relay here, and this relay should be sending it to here. Just make sure those are linked. Yes, I think they are. There we go. Okay, so if we look here in our quest book at the what's it called? Keep forgetting what quest line the Twilight Forest is on. Nope. Here we go, Lambda. So the Twilight Forest, we need a glimmer crystal. So you can see this is an alchemy recipe, which we have set up here. It's going to take between 64 and 80 of the ash. So we don't know how much this is going to take, but from what I understand, we put one of our Dawnstone Aspectus on this alchemy pedestal, one on here. And then, again, if we look at the recipe, we put 2 ember shards, 2 gunpowder, and a nether quartz onto the pedestal here. And then, yeah, 2 gunpowder. Whoops, not that, but 2 of these. So yeah, I think we put the nether quartz right in the middle there. I'm not sure if the sides matter, but we'll go ahead and put one of these guys here, one of these guys here, a gunpowder here, and a gunpowder here. Now we have our pedestals on there. We have our beam cannon linked to our exchange tablet, which is getting ember. So I think if we just go ahead and flick that on. Is this working? I wonder if these guys need ember as well. Items ash. Oh yeah, of course, I need to feed this ash. So I'm going to feed this one 64 ash, which I just did there. There we go. So flip that again, and it does this neat looking thing. I think I'm going to go ahead. Let's pose here. Thumbnail. Alright. So, this, from what I understand, is going to fail. This is not going to make our glimmer crystal, because again, we don't know how much ash this takes. So I only put in 64, which is the bare minimum. I don't think so. Yeah, it failed. But we got this alchemical waste. So we can see it says Dawnstone inaccuracy 14, which means we feed this 14 more ash, and it should work the second time. So we'll just put 14 extra ash there. And again, these things stay. However, we do need to put in more of the ingredients. So again, we have to put nether quartz in here, and then these ember shards we put there, one there, one there, and so now we'll put 64 ash right here, 14 in here, and that should be the perfect amount of ash for us to work this thing. So fire the beam cannon, let this thing happen again, and hopefully we get ourselves a glimmer crystal after this is done and completed. Come on. Takes a little bit of time. I'll put all of our ember stuff in here that we don't need. Any minute now. And booyah, we have ourselves a glimmer crystal. And that is going to allow us to explore the Twilight Forest. And it also opens up Lordcraft, it looks like, which is another mod I have not played with. But we have ourselves the Twilight Forest complete. So guys, that is going to wrap this episode up. We have cluttered the first part addition to this quadrant. I don't know if I said it or not in this episode, but this is going to be like my sort of magical mod quadrant, so I'll probably put stuff like this in here. Again, this setup it's pretty janky. It's probably definitely not the best, but it worked. It got the job done for us here. 4 embers. So yeah, we are now completed embers. Took 1 episode. Pretty good. Pretty happy that it's over with. I don't really enjoy this mod. Again, I did everything necessary in order to move on to the Twilight Forest. So yeah, we have ourselves a complete ember setup. So yeah, guys, this is going to wrap the episode up. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I didn't enjoy it that much because I don't enjoy embers, I've discovered. But yeah, this is Friday's episode, so I hope you guys had a good week. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Happy Friday. As always, more to come for me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.